There are lots of places that will offer to buy your old gold for cash. You've probably seen some of the ads. But are you really getting what it's worth? Only on 5 tonight, Julie Watts has the results of our undercover investigation.
This is worth $528.
You're watching hidden camera video of a visit to a traveling gold show.
Look like gold, but it's marked that it's gold.
Huntington Rare Coins and Precious Metals travels the state promoting its visits to town with glossy brochures offering a 2-day-only opportunity to get instant cash for your old valuables.
I always look the item over for just general information.
Bay Area jeweler Tom Broadwin agreed to lend us $6,000 worth of gold plus some fake costume jewelry to mix in, and we went undercover to put Huntington to the test.
Nope, this one's not.
While they accurately identified what was real and what was fake,
And that's cash.
the offer seemed low, about 47% of what our gold was actually worth.
How about that?
Of course, you shouldn't expect to get the full value of your gold. Gold buyers do need to make a profit, but we wanted to see just how much we could get. So we took our gold on the road to local jewelers.
How much money you would get depends on the weight and the purity.
At Albany Coin Exchange, they walked us through the process as they tested every item
And this is total.
and offered us 70% of the gold's value. They even gave us an itemized printout of their offer for each piece to take home. After a quick look with a magnifying glass,
If it's not marked, we can test it.
Fort Knox and Alameda accurately separated the real from the fake and offered 72% of the gold's value. But across the Bay Area Gold and Silver in San Francisco gave us the best deal by far.
This little machine works wonders.
Using a computerized device to test each item, the owner offered us 86% of the gold's value. The lowest local offer?
Do you guys buy gold or you do?
That came at Numis International in Millbrae,
Study it, and I'll give you a number.
where unlike every other jeweler, our valuables were quickly whisked away from sight. And when they came back, the owner would only offer a lump sum for all our jewelry,
I can't give you any more details without charging you for an appraisal.
refusing to tell us what he'd pay for each item unless we paid him first. His offer for everything? Not much better than the traveling gold buyers.
This is worth
About 49% of the gold's value.
When I buy gold, I test it, but it's still never less than 75% of the gold market. If the items are saleable, where I think I can resell it and won't melt it, I'll pay 90% of the market.
Tom says the lowball offer from the traveling gold buyer doesn't surprise him.
When they come to hotels or other venues, they know they're never going to see you again.
But he was shocked by our experience at Numis International.
These people have a lot of nerve. They should be willing to tell you exactly what you have and make you a firm offer under no obligation of any kind.
Yet at this store, they wouldn't even tell us if this was real gold unless we first agreed to sell it to them for pennies on the dollar. They were the only store to ask us to pay for an appraisal. And while you might do that for insurance purposes, you shouldn't have to pay to sell your gold.
Do you remember this piece of jewelry though?
But when we went back to ask them about what we caught on camera,
Do you often force people to pay you before you buy their gold?
We never force anybody to pay us. No, that's incorrect.
So in two different cases.
the owner asked us to leave. And while jewelers do have the right to lowball you, you have the right to shop around. In Millbrae, Julie Watts, KPIX 5.
We reached out to all of the stores that we visited for our investigation, including the traveling gold buyer. They had no comment. Meanwhile, we have tips on how to figure out what your gold is worth before you shop it around. You can go to cbssf.com.